Angie, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me really quick. But I wanted to give my audience, and even I know your audience knows you, but I wanted to give them an opportunity to get to know you a little bit since you are one of the amazing speakers at my upcoming Speakers Symposium. So, really quickly, who are you? Who is Angie?
Well, who am I?
I
That's a
know,
really, really deep
ambiguous.
question. I'll keep it very much on the image of Angie and who I am in this incarnation. So anyway, um, I am an individual who's had some miraculous experiences in my life, and I, because of those experiences, I've come to believe that miracles cease to be miracles when we understand the cause behind them. Now, that doesn't take away the magic from them. It really keeps your life being magical when you know that these things are real and that they can occur. But I had a spontaneous healing back in 2006. It didn't come at no expense after 10 years of debilitating back pain. And then also just me desiring to find the answers because doctors couldn't. So I took a deep dive into information, as we would say it, but that information kind of lit up codes of remembering inside of me. And that's how I would describe it. And that was able, through that process, I was able to prompt that spontaneous healing. Now, there's so much more that goes with that, and I will discuss some of that later at the symposium. But then through that spontaneous healing in 2006, I came to learn years later, it was my Kundalini rising and a great karmic purge. And these are all those woo-woo words, but there really is, it really is real stuff. And we carry with us the genetic like profiling and karma, if you will, until we seek to know. And when we want to know, then we go looking, and that desire and curiosity to want to know will bring those answers to us. So that's a little bit of my background. And then there's so much more that has come since that first, what I would say, miracle. And I've experienced a few more and miraculous experiences. And so that's what brings me into this quantum entanglement interest and understanding, I would say.
Well, and you are one of my most brilliant friends. I love our conversations that we have together. And so it's no wonder that the topic you are going to speak on is quantum entanglement. What, if you could just give like a little snippet of why quantum entanglement, why you want to speak on that, and why it's important, especially in the life that we're living today, like in the when we're looking at our world and where we're at, why that's an important piece to really start understanding.
Yeah, in very simple terms, why I'm interested in it is that spontaneous healing had everything to do with quantum entanglement. And so if we are to have an experience that we are not aware of, then we have to expand our awareness. And that expansion of awareness went into that realm of those quantum connections. Now, we're all entangled together. We really are, all the way back to, you can look at in your own life, all the way back to the womb. You came from a portion of somebody else. And that is kind of a definition of quantum entanglement, when two come from one. But why it's important to me is my spontaneous healing had something to do with a belief structure, and those belief structures are held inside of our genes or our DNA, and they get prompted and brought out in us, or activated is kind of how I describe it. And mine was activated in my youth by certain things I heard in my home, and then it turned into this back pain. And then I realized my mom had the same back pain, my grandma had the same back pain, and that started me in a lack of awareness, where I was at the beginning of not understanding why are all these patterns repeating, and that pattern really reveals that entanglement that just keeps on reoccurring from generation to generation to generation. And we are a pattern of our parents and those that came before us. And so it brought me into a quantum entanglement relationship later, 12 years later in my life. And what my spouse and I have learned and continue to learn, because it is the process of learning and opening up, and is that we're more connected than we could have ever imagined. We've been experiencing telepathy and the same pain inside of our bodies at the same times, or things like that. And And so, of course, that has continued my interest in wanting to understand this, but the matrix that we all speak of is held together by every one of those connections, those quantum entanglement or entangled connections. And so it holds the fabric, if you will, of the whole universe together. And at this time, space, we're untangling that entanglement. What happens when we do that? Well, guess what? We become one. That's, there is no more that entangled knot of separation saying you're over here and you're over here. You untangle it and all of a sudden it goes. And so everybody does that and comes together, realizing I am you, you are me. What I do to one, I'm doing to everyone, and that sort of thing.
So then the idea of separateness or the individuality, I mean, that'll be interesting to have you speak on, because I think that would be a natural question that I would have is, yeah, I agree that, we're all connected, we're all one. And yet we chose this individuation, this individual experience to really understand us in this container of this human body. And so it'll be interesting to have you, I'm sure you're going to go more into this when you're speaking, as far as why would we want to be, untangle that and then come into one.
Well, right. And I will. I'll dive into it a little bit more, a lot more.
A lot more. Yes. Oh,
yeah.
Well, I can't wait, Angie. And again, this is just a little short snippet. I just want to keep having conversation with you because I love this stuff. But I know you're going to speak to all of this in our speaker symposium. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love all the conversations we get to have, and those friends that allow me to go into that woo-woo world, who are also in that woo-woo world, but allow it to go into depths of understanding. So,
well, and you work with clients, you speak, you've had multiple companies, you do a lot of coaching, you have your own groups that you do as well. So this isn't just a hobby. I guess I want to make sure that I point out, I mean, this is your professional life. This is what you do for a living, and you're brilliant at it.
Yeah, I kind of like in the last couple of weeks, I've thought, people always ask me, what are you? Even you ask me, who is Angie? And I probably would say that this keeps coming to me. I guess I'm kind of like a soul investigator. So like a detective, I love to go deep and into past lives and into seeing who are you as the culmination of all the growth that you've experienced in many timelines or past lives. And because that's a clearer picture of the wholeness of you. So,
yeah. Oh, perfect. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Angie.
Okay. Thank you.